Yeah, it is 7 o'clock. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this series of session on supply chain management. It's a new subject, so I think uh, it will be quite interesting. And we are planning that we may not end it within one session because it may not be possible to finish within one session. First of all, am I totally audible to all of you? Okay, fine. Now, we can, before we get on to the subject itself, can we get into some discussions on the subject before we really get on to whatever we wanted to discuss and all? It will be it's a subject known to many of you. So can we have can we have some brainstorming on that? That is what I wanted to know. We will do a brainstorming. What I will do, I will just facilitate a brainstorming platform. Okay, I am sharing my screen. Once my screen comes, please keep me informed. Is the screen visible to all of you? Is the screen visible? Hello, is the screen visible? My screen.
Visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is
fine.
visible, sir.
So, yeah. Now, let's do a small brainstorming on supply chain. What do we understand by supply chain? Can somebody tell me? We can start. We will discuss later on. We go to the presentations or whatever it is, wherever we want to go. Can somebody explain to me what do we understand by supply chain management and why we should discuss mostly as finance professionals? These two questions we will now try to answer. Please. Yeah. Can somebody start the discussion, please? Because I don't think it should be one way from my side when so many people who are knowledgeable on the subject is present. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Madan Gopal.
It's a way of management of inventory.
So it is inventory. Okay, that is
Inventory
one.
management.
So we will call
Madan
it as
Gopal.
inventory management. Okay, fine.
Hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, please, Madanu Gopal, please go ahead.
Yeah, it is rather a series of activities starting from the source to the actually where it is required.
Correct. So what are all the components of SCM? That is what we will have to see. No, what somebody said, inventory management. I agree.
No. It starts from the logistics, probably logistics from the movement from the
So
source and
logistics. Okay.
logistics and in between sort of any customs or any tax compliances. Then ultimately
Okay,
where it
taxation.
reaches,
I will
then,
put it as no. I will put it as taxation.
then stores.
Comes under inventory management or
No,
we will-
first receipts and stores, then inventory management.
so
then
you mean to say that warehousing and all.
Yeah, warehousing and
Okay,
ultimately delivering to the shops. It may be the production shop, or it may be for if it is a trading organization, it is to the retailing outlet. Till the
Delivery.
entire
Okay, fine.
series of activities called supply chain.
Okay, fine. Anything else? Anybody wants to add, subtract? Thank you, Madana Gopal. That was a good this one. Anybody else wants to
It's a
add
part
anything?
of vendor compliance or management of vendors. We supply,
Okay.
we source the
So
proper products at the proper time
okay,
and
we will take it as vendor management. Fine. Then what else? Please go ahead. There are a lot of things left. So let's find out whether we will be able to get on to them.
Yeah, including the supplier qualification, selection of suppliers.
Okay. It comes under vendor management.
Yeah.
So what do you say? Quality of supply. Then what else? I will bring it here. Okay. And in the meantime, I think this is a new thing which you must be seeing on my screen, on the whiteboard. Am I right? or we have been seeing this in other places? Somebody had seen this kind of working anytime? Yeah.
This is
No,
very
sir,
good,
I'm
sir.
not.
Okay, fine. What other things are there? Can somebody, finance is there or not in this? Hello?
Yes, sir, it's a part of like on-time payment to suppliers.
So yeah, so we will put it as finance as one of the arm supply chain. We will have to link all of them. Okay, please remember that is what we are going to do. We will link all of them. So how do we link? We will see. Yeah, anything else? Anyone else wants to add? Varun, anything else from your side?
As of now, I was just able to think of these.
Okay.
To ensure the timely deliveries, also problems is
Okay, that comes under vendor management. You know, timely delivery from your side or to the customer. What you want to say?
for the suppliers to the customer.
Okay, that is what. So timely delivery, we will come into that. No, all those things we will see how best it will be there. I fully agree with you. I am totally in agreement with you. Okay.
Part of the vendor
Sir, I am new to this group. Actually, I'm Swarup. This is my second session with Dr. With CMS Srinivas Prasad sir. Actually,
Yes.
are we looking at supplier chain financing or even financial metric like cash to cash cycle?
You can, I'm not looking at the supply chain financing. No, I'm not looking at it. As a
Okay.
finance people, what are we going to contribute in a supply chain organization? That is what. I thought that is that being predominantly finance people being in this discussion. I thought before I get into the actual presentation, whatever I have prepared, I thought let us have a small discussion on what is being understood by all of us. In the meantime, I welcome all of you and especially our very senior member, Sam sir, Mr. Murli Prasad, who is already in the call. And I just saw Mr. Dr. CMA AS Durga Prasad joining the discussion. So welcome to. Good evening all. Yeah, good evening, sir. And it's really good that you are joined today, being a spearheading person on supply chain management, and Sam sir, who is always a driving force in all these endeavors. So thank to both of you. Sir, we were just discussing as to what is supply chain and what do we see on that. And Swarupji, I think I have answered your question. So we are looking at the idea of these kind of workshop is how we are going to be beneficial to the organization which we are connected, either as an auditor or as a consultant or as an employee. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, not related to more into business angle. Yeah.
Presently, no.
Yes, sir. Sure, understood, sir. Thanks.
Unless you want to add a business angle to it, being for the finance professional, you are most welcome.
So I'm more into a business partnership role from my current organization perspective. That's why I just wanted to add something.
So, you are working in which organization?
So I'm working with a company, Fortune 500 company called Olam International, which is an agricultural supply chain management company.
Very good.
Okay, so I'm a finance controller in that company, and I'm a CMA from Visakhapatnam, sir.
Oh, great. Yeah, we have spoken. Thanks for joining.
Sure.
What we will do, we are planning to do this not as a one-off session only for today. So we thought it may go for 2-3 sessions where we can discuss some of the cases, and also you can explain your point. If it is going to be beneficial to our members, it will be good. That
Sure,
is
sir.
right.
Noted, sir. I'm happy
Yeah.
to take your suggestions. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Shall we do one thing? Shall we just see what are all the things which we have been discussing, and then suppose we expand what happens. I will go to my presentation a little later. I will go to this.
Sir, sir, sorry, sir, I'm Nageshwar.
Yes, Nageshwar, please go ahead.
Sir, can we add the risk part, risk management here?
Yes, you can add. Risk management on what sense, Nageshwar?
Yeah, when we have the stock in hand, then
Ah.
I mean, when at the time of transport also we have this risk. We take a cover by taking a transport insurance
Yeah,
like that,
true.
or
Correct.
freight insurance. When we have in our warehouse, we take some fire insurance, something like that.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I have added that. We will add it as we proceed. Anything else from anyone? See, let's have a look at this diagram. Is this diagram visible to all of you? Is it visible? Durga Prasad sir?
Yeah,
Thanks,
there is
thanks
some
to,
problem with mine. Yeah, I can see this now.
yeah, thanks to you because I was about to thank in my presentation. Since you are already joined, I'm thanking you at this point. This is from some of the inputs that you have given. Okay.
That's fine.
So I just put it in a different form. That is what I wanted you to see today, because this is a new kind of presentation which I am trying today. So far I have not tried this. This is something called mind mapping your mind, and then go on be expanding what we have in our mind. So instead of a pure PowerPoint presentation which will follow, I thought I will have this in the beginning when we wanted to discuss. We will not go to this side first. We will go to this side on the left side, or all you are seeing. So supply chain management, I will slightly make it smaller so that all things come in. It is on production planning and order processing, inventory management, procurement, transport and distribution, customer service, and finance. Okay, we can map all other things into that. Now let's slightly expand what is production planning and order processing. This is the expansion which we have. I think we should be able to read it. It says we can define the shopping cycles. Actually, how many times I will have to buy, and what kind of a lead time I have, what kind of a stocks I have, and a bill of material, what is the existing, and if I'm going to do a new product, what I should do. Then development material and procurement plan, then labor requirement versus availability of performance. Just keep this labor requirement slightly in your mind. We will again discuss it, why this is coming here. Then engineering changes and R&D requirements, what we have. Then develop and implementing the production planning procedure. Then you have a master production scheduling procedure, what we have. Then we should have a clear communication throughout supply chain. This point comes in all branches of this SCM, as we are going to see. Then evaluate the performance of the system. Okay, I have got a production planning starting from, you would have seen in the beginning, starting from I define my shopping cycle. I should have a cycle of my shopping, how many times I'm going to buy, what I'm going to buy, what should be the lead time and all. So I will have to evaluate at many times in the process. So this is one of the arm or one of the branch of supply chain which I thought we will see. Any reflection on this by anyone? We will go through all the 6 or 7 branches of supply chain. Any reflection on so far? Because what we will have to do mainly that the cost drivers so far, I will be talking about it a little later. Cost drivers so far, we have been thinking of internal only. They are, and they may not be totally internal. That is what we will find out at the end of this session. And what about inventory management? People were talking about inventory management. So we have all these things. I believe it's clear. You are able to see that many of the things we knew already. Your vendor managed inventory system is also there. Like somebody was talking about the risk, and also everything is shifted to the vendor. You have got bonded warehouse system and all, where the vendor keeps the material in your place when you are on a rate contract and all. Many other big mining companies and steel plants and cement companies and follow this. And you have optimum stock levels, EOQ. You have a stocking decisions. We have ABC, VED, FSN and all. Then optimum procurement policy, we can have our own policy of procurement as to what we should do and all. Perpetual inventory with the ERP model, and we have automated communication system on stock. If you have online inventory management and procurement management, we will be able to do optimum stock turns, something like how many times your stock gets stock turnover, what we say. And JIT supply, we have been discussing this in an Indian context. We may not be able to exactly have 100% JIT supply, though Maruti and all have achieved many times. And then you will have to evaluate the benefits of this inventory management. Now, if you have to add anything, now we can add here itself. Shall we add risk management here only? Can I? Because I will try to send this in a PDF form later on. Once the workshops are over, I'll try to send it. Can we have, you might have, because I thought it will come under procurement, we can add that. Any observation on this? Anyone, please? Yes, Durga.
Mainly on procurement, I mean, during transportation and also during store. Both are
Both. So we can have insurance here. Shall I? I will add insurance.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
This side Ranganathan.
Yes, Mr. Ranganathan. Nice that you have joined. Thank you very much.
I'm blessed to join here.
Yeah.
Sir, I just joined in a very about 10 minutes back.
Okay.
One more point, and after adding the risk management,
Okay.
what my suggestion is, we can add one more line item called consignment stock. So
Yeah.
I would clarify on that why I have to add this here. I am from a healthcare background.
Okay.
So I am working for a hospital and I am the internal auditor and come process controller.
Yeah.
Called business process controller.
Okay.
And where we use a lot of implants and stocks for our patients.
Okay.
So a lot of materials we use for orthopedics and other type of operations.
Yes.
Where we may not be procuring everything in one scale.
Yeah, true.
It means that it may runs into lakhs of rupees.
Yeah.
So what we do, we enter into an agreement, MOU with the various suppliers and dealers, and we ask them to keep stock in our hospital.
Yeah, true. Okay, fine.
Which will be out of our inventory totally. We do GRN.
Okay.
We call it as consignment GRN.
Okay.
So that it will be in a system, so that we can able to locate our product where it is lying and where it will capture all the details with respect to UCP, with respect to MRP, quantity, description, whatever you call.
Okay.
It's as good as your regular virtual GRN.
Okay, fine.
So, but it will not be part of our balance sheet.
Okay, fine.
So in that case, but the responsibility of taking the insurance, all those things rest with the supplier.
Okay, fine.
So the thing is, we give our space and he can come and do auditing at any point of time.
Okay, fine. So I will be adding it under the inventory only, consignment stock. It is something like what I was talking about, bonded warehouse, where I can give an example on the mining sector, like BEML. The mines have a lot of their BEML trucks and heavy earth moving equipments. So what BEML does it, they keep their stock in a particular place. So whenever we want, there is a rate contract with them. So whenever we want, we can take that supply from them. And for very important thing, we may have to give 2-3 days time so that they bring it. Otherwise, the inventory is not ours, but the inventory is available at the call of immediate response. Thank you, Ranganathan. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other reflections, please? Shall we go to the next one? We will see what procurement offers to us. So procurement, we have supplier selection and relationships, agreements, and contracts. We can have even capacity booking contracts with the suppliers, like many of the organizations they do. And then we have supplier involvement in product development. This also could be a very important one, because when we are developing some product, maybe the major suppliers, we can involve them in case they are going to give us materials for that, so that no, they are also taken into confidence, and they also prosper along with that. That is the idea. Then support to key suppliers with resources in case we are able to train the suppliers on the supply chain. Then reward good suppliers, good communication. This communication comes everywhere, as I was explaining. Supplier database development. We should have a complete supplier database development. Somebody was talking about quality of supply, delivery time of the delivery of supply, and the quantity without damage, how it is coming to us. Then supply, all those things comes under the next supplier performance assessment, cost, quality, delivery, then benefits of evaluating of the system. I think here also I may have to have that risk portion here. So let's put one more point here on the risk management on whole of supply. Yeah, anything else? Anybody wants to add anything on this particular branch of the tree of SCM? Durgaju, you have any point? Am I audible, please? First of all.
Yes, sir. Very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
Okay. Thank you. So then we were talking of, if you really look at it, these are all the points which we discussed, you know. We wanted inventory management. We talked about vendor management, risk management. I am putting in the other things, and then delivery, warehousing, and all. So let's get on to the other thing on the transport and distribution. Okay. Just give me 1 second to take a call. Please hold on. I think he has left. Yeah. This is transportation and distribution. Let's have a look at it.
Sir, I'm Nageshwar speaking, sir.
Yes, Mr. Nageshwar, please go ahead.
Sir, I had a doubt under procurement. Can I ask now?
Yeah, you want me to go back? I will put that branch. Please hold on. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir,
I think the
sir,
branch is available. Yeah.
Sir, for government organizations like Indian Railways and other PSUs, whether they have to follow, I mean, the same kind of procurement system, or how they are operating? I mean, how they are doing this procurement?
See, all public sector undertakings and the government, they have to follow the Central Vigilance Commission rules on procurement on tendering. Okay, whether it is going to be procurement of services or procurement of materials. Big PSUs and even other PSUs, they form a purchase procurement policy and for contract policy. That is what they do always. Okay, so they have got a, I can in between I'll show you the purchase and contract procedure of sale, if I'm able to get it immediately. We started in 2000, went on updating in 2006, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. The latest policy of sale is 2020 internal document. I'll be able to show you. I may not be able to share. Like you asked about railways. Railways, they have their own procurement policy. Right now, it is called public procurement policy (PPP). Even SAP, they follow the PPP. Okay, in the SRM 7.0, they have a public procurement policy of Government of India. The SAP system takes care of that. May not be 100%. You may have to have some development according to your organization levels. See, the procurement in government organization and PSUs, which are forming part of the government, is based on the Central Vigilance Commission rules and procedures and circulars, and also the internal policies which are being framed by those organizations. So railways also will be having their own internal policies. Like one of the major policy for all government organizations, whether they are pure government or they are public sector or whatever it is, central public sector, that you cannot negotiate normally. Previously, we can negotiate with the L2 and ask him to bring down the price less than L1 and all, but that is not possible. You cannot negotiate, and in case you want to negotiate, there are a lot of conditions. You can only negotiate with the L1 bidder and not with anyone else. That is a condition. That is how it works. Did I answer your question, or you have
Yes.
any more?
Yeah, one more question. Whether
Yeah.
during this procurement, any political parties influence works?
Political parties' influence may work provided you are within your framework and that party whom they are referring is L1. Otherwise, you cannot do anything.
Okay.
See, these days the political parties' influence on a particular person getting and all is very, very difficult, at least in PSUs where you have got very clear, what do you call, policies. If you don't have a policy, you may still do something, but then we must remember that the people who work in a public sector on a government, if they want to take back their gratuity and the leave encashment when they retire, I think they should not give in to any of these kind of pressures. Pressures will be there, but you cannot give in because your policies will be so rigid and it will all be written. I'll just show you in case if I'm able to get it, I will show you certainly.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Pressures will be there, but then you will have to withstand the pressure. Right? Yeah. Can I proceed? Any other observation?
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine. So we go to transport. Let's have a look at this branch of the tree. So transport distribution mechanism, and we should have a database of transporters and distributors. Online selection of transport. We can have online tracking status with the GPS provided in the trucks and other things. Because if you really look at it, I have personally seen and the operation of online tracking of the trucks in you can say in Andhra Pradesh on the western Godavari district near Bhimavaram, where there are a lot of prawn farms are there. Prawns, I think you must be knowing, prawns are being exported from that region to various countries, and there are the prawn processing. It's a complete supply chain works along with every truck. The truck, there are specification. Every truck is with a GPS because before a particular time they are supposed to reach Vizag, and then within a particular time they have to be loaded into the containers with a deep freeze on a particular temperature, and also everything sitting at a remote place within Andhra Pradesh. People are able to see what is happening in the complete supply chain, what is happening. So this is one, and we were discussing about on-time delivery damages and all. It is not only of the supplier, because the other person who is involved in this is the transport and distribution. Maybe we can call them as 3PL, third party logistics and all. They can be, we can talk about that. Ashok Kumarji, you are telling something. I'm not able to listen. Can you please repeat, please? Ashok Kumarji, I was not able to listen. You are telling something. Okay, I think any observation on this, please? Transport distribution mechanism.
Sir, I have one doubt here.
Yeah.
So this GPS system, is it being applied only in the case of domestic travel? Will it apply to foreign travel also? Foreign transportation? Because recently I encountered one. I don't want to elaborate on that because it's still under our white paper within our office.
Okay.
So we have been asked by an international auditor, and we if at all there is any imports from other countries, like you import any equipment.
Okay.
And it kept in and after importing into India, and it has been kept in the bonded warehouse, and it reaches after several months.
Okay.
He asked me one question: how do you ensure the product which you ordered that day, when it got exported from that country and reached here and reached in your factory, well, how do you ensure that the same product has landed in your organization? Is there any tracking system you have? That question you asked, we couldn't able to answer.
No, the person who exported to you asked this question, or some auditors have asked this question?
Some external auditor.
External auditor.
Yeah.
See, unless the product itself has got a tracking system on the packaging inbuilt in it, I don't think we will be able to get it done. But
It
I
is
think
not no, he only insisted on the supplier to keep in that along with the equipment, and no, it's your responsibility to keep tracking on that. That's what we have been told. It should
okay,
be
but
condition.
supplier, then it
itself.
should be a condition. It should be a condition in
In
your
the PO itself.
RFP itself, or in your request for procurement itself. It should be there. But
Exactly.
in case Mr. Durga Prasad is there in the participants, because he had some issues, so I don't know.
So
I don't think he is available.
How we can convince the external auditor? No, what we have told them is that no, it is the we have got it through some the local agency, like our own Indian counterpart for that company, and wow, no, we have just given a very logical explanation. And, there is a proper handing over system. I mean, there is a installation process is there, and handing over system is there. So once we been loaded, I mean landed in our factory, and it will be properly, I mean unpacked by the the counterpart. I mean the in India.
Indian counterpart of the supplier. Yeah.
Exactly. So and it will be totally video coverage, and how it comes, and there will be proper checking. I mean the checklist will be there, and you have to go through all the packing list, and after satisfying between both the parties, the buyer and the this guy, so we'll give a confirmation that things have come as it is. I mean as per our terms and conditions.
Specifications. Yeah, specifications.
So somehow they could convince with that, and they insisted on this GPS. I mean that's what I would like to add here, and it's a learning for us. So we need to add one of the line item in our PO to have more check on the product specifications.
Yeah, at least for the very high value items.
Exactly. I mean, it runs into crores. So
yeah.
multiple crores.
Only thing is your supplier should agree to that. And
Yes.
a system to track also should be available. Both. System to track should be available these days with all satellite communication and all, but suppliers have to agree. I have not come across this, the online tracking status. I have personally come across in domestic transport and all. I have not come across any imported material. So if anyone has that experience, maybe they can share so that you could be able to be benefited.
No, the why this question arises because it kept on bonded for a long time.
Okay.
So, I don't want to elaborate much on this because it is we are going for an audit. So I wanted to add value to your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, can we proceed to the next point? We will call it as a customer service, or we can call it as a customer delight, whatever it is. Okay. So we can give a
point to add in transport. So can I add?
Yeah, I will get back. Please hold on. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, how about transport insurance? Sir?
Okay, we can add because I added on this one. Yeah, we can add transport insurance. Transit insurance you are talking, no?
Transit insurance, yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. We will add it. Okay, any other point? All of you, I think you are seeing what I'm doing. We are trying to jot down on a brain when we do a brainstorming session. Many points come in, so we normally try to write. So we can put in this kind of a this one. There are a lot of software available. I am trying to use a software called Simple Mind Pro. So that is what I am using here. I thought instead of directly jumping into a PowerPoint, this kind of a discussion may give us more insight. That is what. Can I proceed, Varun?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have
Okay. Yeah. Customer communication online. We must remember that supply chain normally may end with our own this one, but let us. I mean, this is my suggestion. Let us take it further onto the right side also, where customers are also involved. Because if something is going to happen in the customer side, it may not be because of your own operation or your own value addition point. It may be because of there is some issues in the supplies. So we must look at the other side also. Other end of the spectrum in the SCM is your customer. So I this is my idea of putting it here. So you can have a online communication with the customer based on customer requirements. Your supply chain may have to change. Then your product demonstration and marketing and your warranty support. Suppose your warranty support is based on your supplies. That means there is a direct bearing from one end of the spectrum to the other end. AMC is also the same thing. Then your review customer feedback and process. Based on that, you may have to do some changes in the supply chain management itself. This is what I thought I will add. Any response or any reflection or anything on this particular point? We can call it even as a customer delight. Yes, Raja Reddy, please.
Sir, I just want to go to transportation distribution, sir. Can you go move it, sir?
Okay, I'll go back. No issue. Yeah.
Sir, in transport and distribution, we need to select that each customer for product wise, which mode of transportation should be there and order quantity. It should be minimum.
This transport and distribution is your incoming transport and distribution. I am not getting into the customer side. I had gone to customer side wherever supplier is involved in it. If you really look at it, this is based on what kind of a 3PL logistics that you want for incoming material. I have not gone to CRM. I have not gone to the customer relationship management. I am still in SCM only. I brought in customer service on two accounts. One is based on the services of your customer, but your suppliers are also to give you a customer service. Suppose you can have an ANC with your supplier, you can have any warranty with your supplier. How he is going to do? Based on that, you would have given some commitment to your customer. So I just put both in the same bucket. Because no, 1 second, I'll just show you. This will be slightly okay. If you really look at it, warranty support and AMC is also from your suppliers to you also.
Okay.
But the same thing will apply from you to your customer also, based on his supply. So I just brought in both. I'm not discussing per se customer relationship management. I meant customer service from him also. Based on that, your customer service also will be linked. That is what I was trying to maintain. So here, this is an input to you basically. Because if timely things do not come to you and without damages, then only you will be able to do well in your own organization. So that is, see what happens whenever we do a costing. We look at the cost based on whatever we have received and all. But what happens, our cost go up because of additional expenditure of your own, say, stores people in preparing an insurance claim or writing to the supplier that yours is not all right. We lose time, effort, money. I am not sure whether that cost is captured anywhere in the material cost. I'm not sure, because that adds to cost, you know. Then we only take whatever GRN. GRN does not include the time cost of your person, because you know he could have done something more if your supplier has done his job properly, whereas he has not done more. So we don't get into those kind of things. So that is why I told you in the beginning, the costing system per se cannot be looking only inward within your organization. The costing system has to have two arms, one on the supplier side, on the customer side. This is what I was trying to tell you in the beginning. So,
Okay,
because
okay.
you know, supply chain management per se, we may be thinking I have got nothing to do, but we have got everything to do as finance people in that. That's what I took up that subject.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Did I answer you, Raja Reddy sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So this is on the customer service, whatever he has to do. So we will proceed. And we go to finance. Somebody rightly said what we are supposed to do on the finance. We can have online payments and online tracking of invoice processing. We can give it to the supplier themselves. If you really look at it, this particular case, what I am talking is invoice processing, because the supplier would have given you invoice. If you have an SAP or any other ERP and you are given access to your suppliers, a limited access to find out what is happening to his supply, he can find out where is the material, whether the material has been inspected or not, whether the goods receipt note has been made, and whether the his invoice has reached the finance department, whether finance department is processing. All these things your supplier themselves can do. We provided we have the I don't want to use that word, but then provided we have the inclination to be very, very transparent and make supplier as our partner. This is possible, and we have done it in two of the sale plans where I did the ERP implementation way back, quite way back. SRM 7, we are still working. It's all possible. So it needs the will of the organization to give this kind of an access to the supplier. That is what I was thinking. Okay. Now we go to the RPA and this one. I think many of you must be knowing RPA is robotic process automation, and WIMS is vendor invoice management system. We will be doing a separate session on R for RPA, because you know that itself is a session. Let us not get into it. This is robotic process automation will automatically do the bill passing through system, not with our own accountants and all. We will discuss this later. And a part of that could be vendor invoice management system. We have on DCS and all, digital compliance system from SAP. All these things are available. We can have a bank-to-bank transfer. Somebody was talking about taxation. If I remember, where is that? Yeah, we talked about taxation. I think I have covered this also in that. Delivery we covered, finance, risk management we did, logistics, vendor management, inventory management, warehousing. This is all that we saw on the finance also, if you really look at it. Any observation on the finance side per se? Anybody wants to add anything?
Yes, yes, sir.
Which
Yes,
I
sir.
left out? Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, finance will involve in validating the prices, that is it in line with the budget or not?
No, you cannot validate in line with budget. You can only validate before placing order you are talking, or
Yes,
after
yes,
placing
yes.
order. Before placing order.
Before placing the order, is it in line with the agreement or our budget or our this thing or not? That is not
Okay. Okay, vetting of POs. I will put it.
validation of the prices. Validation of the prices.
That is what I am putting everything as vetting of PO. The moment you say vetting, that means specification, prices, whatever it is, conditions, all those things. We can see everything in
Okay.
this. Okay.
Okay.
Any other
Okay.
point? Any other point,
And
please?
And surcharge recovery. Recover in the sense plus or minus adjustments.
That when you come to payments, Vettigaru. So when we come to payment, we will take care of all those things. Now, I have not gone into, suppose, online payment. Let us assume. Now I can go to bill passing here. Okay. The branches can go on be this one. Now what you are telling, no recoveries. And suppose online, we can have TDS. So like that, we will be able to definitely improve the branch. Okay. So I had gone on a major this one. That is what I fully agree with you, because once we suppose we recoveries, then recovery, why? Because of the damage, or because of the quantity, or because of the quality. So it's a tree which it can branch onto different things. I fully agree with you. Thank you very much for that also.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Anything else by anybody, please? Vadivel, you have any point? Vadivel is also a virtual CFO of some companies. Vadivel ji.
Sir, actually, one small doubt. This out of subject only, not related to this. See, nowadays, due to COVID, lot of people are suffering for reduction of transportation cost. So, how to save on the transportation cost? How and what are the savings we can show it from SCM side?
Okay, you just park this question. After the other discussions, I'll come back. Please park this question and ask me after some time. We will certainly discuss. There is no single answer, but we will discuss this question definitely. Okay.
Sir, thank you.
Now we come to the other side. So SCM, what all it can do? We'll go to the top. New product development, addressing manufacturing and services problem. We can get into the supplier side, and then if there is something can be done, we will have to address, because we should remember one thing: supply chain management, the prerequisite, we have a long standing partnership with suppliers. Today one supplier, tomorrow one supplier is not going to help any one of us. So we should remember this particular aspect definitely. So we should have a long range contracts and all. We will come to that when we go further into the discussions. And developing cross-functional teams on supply chain management. It cannot be only finance or commercial people. We should have different kinds of people, so that we will be able to, because if you really look at it on the left side, these functions are not single function, it is all cross-functional. So we should have a cross-functional thing. And then inventory optimization, strategic sourcing we should do, supplier involvement during product development, which I had said, product differentiation. If you differentiate your product only, you will be able to make more money in the market. And definitely integrating supply and demand. And we can have a mass customization in case we are going to be a very good customer for suppliers, and they can customize to your needs, and then they will be able to supply. So if you really look at it, I try to arrive at the supply chain management function into these kind of a brain chart I try to do. Okay, so any yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, sir. I had a doubt on our product differentiation, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, whether for all the products we need to have that strategy.
No, we need not to have all product, but if you want to have a niche market for you, then you'll have a product differentiation. You should definitely have. See, it all depends in which kind of a market you are going to operate and which kind of a product you are going to manufacture and sell. If you have a differentiation of your this one, then your product will sell more, provided the customer is ready to give additional money for that differentiation. If you're going to have a huge differentiation, then on the value, on the pricing, then you may not be able to do that.
Okay.
So that is entirely a different subject that comes under strategic management. Okay. So this really doesn't come under SCM per se, but it is connected with the SCM because the SCM is again, if you really look at it, how you are going to maximize your profit. That way, I agree with you that question. But product differentiation per se may not be there for all products because it all depends on which kind of product you want to differentiate and sell in the market. Especially niche products, yes, it will sell more if you really look at it.
Thank you,
Like
sir.
Initially, I don't know how many people are aware. Initially, smart watches were very costly. Are you aware? You must be aware, no? Like it used to, like even now, Apple iWatch is very costly. Somewhere the Apple iWatch 6 is about almost 65 to 70,000 rupees. But whereas now watches are available at 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500, 100 rupees difference. May there are smart watches are coming. Some watches have blood pressure monitor also. Leave alone whether it is going to be 100% true, 100% it is going to give, but it has got a blood pressure, it has got a SpO2, it has got a heart rate monitoring. So what your product, what niche it is going to have. Okay, that is what. So that product sells, and then the price difference is only 500 or 1,000. So people are ready to buy. But out of 3,500 is going to be 16% higher price. But people at that point don't look at 16% increase. They look at 500 rupees increase only. So it is your customer and the product differentiation which you are going to do. But if you want to do why I brought product differentiation here is, if you want to have a product differentiation, then you are definitely look back to your supplier only to be partner to do that product, because you are not going to manufacture the raw material or the incoming material for that. That's why I thought I will bring that point here. Is that
Yeah,
clear?
because, sir, I was thinking that when I have the cost leadership strategy for my product, so that time it may not work. That is why I thought I should ask that question.
See, when we go for product differentiation, then you are the person who is going to fix the price. It is not the market, really, because your product is definitely different from others and nobody can sell. So at least in the initial stages, you are the person in the driver's seat on the price fixation. And if your price is proper to be attracted, then you are a king till somebody else comes in, as per the Michael Porter's diagram, new entrance. As long as new entrant doesn't come, you are at liberty to sell the product at the price in which it can be consumed. And we will discuss this also because this point came up since Rao asked this question. Someday we can discuss on an offline mode on any of the topics. We'll have to discuss about attention economy. We had agricultural economy, we had industrial economy. Now we are moving to an attention economy because the consumer has got a lot of options before him. So if you are able to get the attention of your consumer, then your product can be sold. It's entirely a different economy, attention economy. All our OTT platform, whatever we are having, Amazon, Netflix, or Z, Sun TV, Sun Next, all are dependent on now attention economy, because you have got plenty to look at. So the product which keeps the consumer's attention, that is going to be a successful product, bottom line wise. So, any other question, Nageshwar Rao?
Yeah, no, sir. That was only my question.
Yeah,
Sir,
thank you.
my points are finally, sorry, Swaroop here.
Yeah, so please go ahead.
So my point here is, like you rightly said, it is all supply. It is not supply. Oriented market. Now it is all demand oriented market.
Yeah, true.
Because it is now COVID situation. Now it is all demand oriented market, even from an OTT platform to a even a premium quality market.
True.
Right. So everything is now demand oriented. Every person is demand oriented, and now niche markets are also differentiating. So earlier we think that niche market is where we supply only rare product. Now it is we are supplying even high quality product at a lower price, is what niche marketing is.
Yeah, true.
So the point is changing actually.
Yeah, true.
So from an overall global perspective, things are changing. So I think from even a CMA perspective, I think we'll also have to change our perspective in terms of thinking all these things. So that is one point that I'll have to add, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Because previously, now the transport and distribution, if you really look at it, this particular branch of the tree, it has become very, very important now. When I was talking of online tracking, now if you order anything online, you are able to track. Leave alone big private players like Amazon or Flipkart. Yesterday, I went and booked one small envelope to Calcutta to speed post. By the time I came back home, from the post office, I got an SMS with the reference number, and I am able to track where is my speed post. I only paid 41 rupees. I think that is a minimum to the speed post. You just see, uh, now they are not monopoly, but then they are able to now change. Such a big organization like Indian Post.
Services are also changing as per the demand.
Yeah, as per the demand, and we are very happy that this is happening. So only thing is, as Mr. Swaroop says, finance people, be whatever be the stream. Now we also have to really look for optimizing cost, not only always invert. As I told you, on both sides of the spectrum, we will do that. So that is the whole idea of having this topic as a discussing topic. Yeah. Anything else? Anyone?
So can I add one more point in this, sir, under customer side?
Yes, Ranganathan, please.
This inventory optimization, in that branch, we can add one more sub branch. Like we keep having this ordering system, reorder level. So where this SCM has to look into the ordering system also. The minimum stock level, maximum stock level, we talk about that.
Okay.
So maybe that can be added as a branch under the inventory optimization. It's my suggestion.
Okay. You mean to say that the ordering system per se? That is what, no?
Yes,
okay,
yes,
fine.
sir.
We will put it.
Yeah.
Because the right side I have not expanded so far. If you have looked at it, there is no expansion.
It goes into more of the customer customer side.
Yeah, true. That is why. Because I thought we will take up CRM at some other time. So I thought we will first do the SCM in invert, then we'll do the CRM. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Thank you very much.
Can I say
I
something?
will.
I missed out because I had a serious internet problem with the laptop. My internet is good, but
Yes,
somehow
Durga, I was trying to get you online, but then I
was
thought
trying
I saw that you were not.
all my technical knowledge to fix it, but I failed. Ultimately, I used the WebEx. I had to download and I'm speaking from my iPhone. One of the important.
Durgaji, before that, I have tried to put all the inputs that you have given in many places into a sort of a mind mapping structure. That is what I did.
No problem. Absolutely.
Okay, this is what I thought, that you should see the new technique which I have used for today's session. I was very much interested.
This looks very good. Very good. Anyway, good evening, Sam sir. I was trying to speak to you, but I could not speak. And I was very happy, so I sent you a message. I'm very happy to see you here. This is one of the biggest things because I find a lot of cost accountants are there, and some of them are from healthcare and other things. In SCM today, while the evolution has come a very long way in terms of inventory management, replenishment systems, a few new what you call formulae have come. All this is good. But the one that is on the top of the mind of every management today are two things. One is from the procurement side, price discovery has become a very, very, very important aspect. And this price discovery in the last couple of years, I mean, in public sector, I don't have to tell you, long back, I think when Gopal was the president, we have used e-auction as an option to buy one of the video systems for our institute. But that e-auction with the 4 or 5 models are there, today has evolved into one of the most important price discovery mechanism in almost every company.
Yeah.
Then the second most important thing that has come is we have split books within the SCM. Now people call this, all big four and a lot of companies call them as category workbooks. See, this category workbook within the organization, from the procurement that you do, major items are for each of them. There is a category workbook which talks about the total cost analysis, TCA analysis, how the price is coming, how the market is moving, and a market intelligence tool is attached to this so that you know how the price movement happens. I'll give you an example. Somebody was buying a lot of electrical items. This is holding good for those companies which are implementing electrical works for government under Deen Dayal Yojana, right?
Okay.
The usage of electrical cables is running into kilometers. There was a huge price distortion while the project was being executed. One of the reasons for that was the price fluctuation in aluminium. So somebody was talking about risk management. It makes a lot of sense. And then large companies have gone for, majority of them have gone unnoticed. So to cap all this, now people started linking the market intelligence, that is your commodity exchanges. And there are many other websites which, for example, aluminum, the pull is coming from the metal exchange, and then also from a couple of websites where, it keeps on updating the procurement guide with the information about that this price is going to go up in the next one. So this is the likely indication and all. And this figures out when the PR is right and the procurement department is trying to buy. This will also help in understanding what would be the price structure for my material, which I would like to buy. Then another angle has been added to this, which is called spend analytics, which is very, very prominent now. There, what happens in the next 3 months, suppose I know what is the amount that I want to spend on a particular material. But because of this market intelligence that is available for me, if I'm buying instead of X quantity, it is X plus 1. I'm going to get this price arbitrage, which will also cover my inventory carrying cost and any other cost that is there. But it is definitely going to give me a comfort to the extent of some percentage of margin. Or otherwise, on a risk perspective, it will also tell me don't buy all quantity for 3 months or 2 months at one time. You buy it for 2 weeks or something, and then on the third week, you can buy again some more quantity because this is the distribution that is. So price discovery has become one of the most important things, and it is very important for people from our background, costing background or any background, who want to monitor the procurement to understand as to where we have gone in terms of digitization. There are a couple of many other things that we can discuss in some other topic, but this has assumed very, very big importance when it comes to the question of procurement. Somebody was talking about transportation and distribution. I think the best word that we need to use is logistics. Way back it was just inbound logistics and outbound logistics. For both, there is a huge market, what you call improvement that has come, including the unorganized sectors. And for the benefit of people here, if somebody has already been using, I don't know, but practically in the last 2 months, we have used the same logistics through reverse auction in pinning down the logistics suppliers for both inbound and outbound, ranging from 3 months to 1 year. This is factoring the cost of diesel that has already gone up, and by using the indexes for the next 9 months, we have done it and successfully conducted the reverse auction, which benefited us to the extent of almost 11% on the spend that we are likely to do for the next 1 year. So the point that I wanted to make is supply chain from the nuances that we have read, and traditional companies who have used ERPs from procure to pay now need to look in deeper into how the digitization is taking place and what kind of a mechanisms that have come if you have to really be very competitive and still manage to get the profit percentage that you want. I thought I'll just leave these thoughts with you. And if you are running one more session, I don't mind sharing my thoughts into a small presentation, which could run for about 20-30 minutes, exclusively on procurement. Exclusively on procurement.
We will be very happy, Durgaji, because As I told you, I had a feeling this may not be possible to cover the whole thing in one session.
Yeah.
So at least another 2-3 sessions, because we wanted to discuss some cases also. I am preparing some cases.
Yes.
So may not be today. Later on we will do. So it will be very helpful if you are also joining this. And
That you have drawn, Prasad, I think it has considered majority of the things that come. And one good thing that would benefit people who are coming here, since you had this SAP background and you have done procure to pay in SAP, you are able to clearly link to the process that is available in HANA. I think you recently did it in HF. See, why I'm telling you this, a lot of people understand this tree and then they have questions. But many people do not know how this is linked back to SAP or any other ERP. If you are able to do it for HANA, I quoted HANA because you have the latest experience of HANA. That I think will be a real value add for people who are attending to this.
Yeah, we will certainly do. In fact, I have been, some members are ready to come and join these sessions on the SAP side. I just found out one member who is SAP CO certified person. Normally SAP FI certified, you have lots of people. CO certified is very less in number. So that person is also ready to come and join. May not be this month, maybe a month after that. And others have also come forward to do the honors for our members. Only thing is, though, the what I found sometimes the participant number is less, but they are able to see it in the YouTube later on. Maybe for whatever reasons, this reaches the members. At least some 400-500 members it reaches. That is one good thing. And Mr. Vadivel is on the call, please.
Yes, sir. Tell me that.
I think Dr. Durga Prasad must have answered you, but then since the topic has come in, I will also add on that particular logistics. Mr. Vadivel, now, as he was telling, I talked about capacity booking in the initial. So if we want to reduce the transportation cost, we should have a capacity booking of the transporters also. We cannot have a 3 months contract, 2 months contract and try to bring down the prices. We should have a longer period of contract, and we should have an estimate. Please, after this toll gates removal, after this fast tag, toll gate removal, and your e-invoicing and e-way bill and all, the turnaround time for a truck from one city to another has drastically come down. I'll give my own personal example. I booked my household belongings from Calcutta on, I think it was on 30th March. So I left everything in the supplier, I mean the godown. He took everything in the afternoon. I took the evening flight.
Okay.
Had I taken the train 30th March, I would have reached Chennai on 1st of April morning. In the train, if I had come, and my material, my household belongings came to my Chennai house at 11 o'clock on 1st of April in the morning.
Oh.
Can you imagine? 3 years back, this was unthinkable. When I shifted from here to Calcutta sometime back, it took me 7 days for the material to come in. And that is also full of damages. Now all things came in, and they came through a courier, not even this one, because some courier fellow comes and delivers at 11 o'clock in my house. Had I come by train and the train was 5 hours delay, the material would have come in before I reached home. That means 7 days, the truck driver's ka salary, the cleaner's ka salary, that has now come down. The waiting time, the inch by inch, the trucks used to move on the toll gates and on the checkpost, that has now come down. Diesel consumption would have come down. As finance people, if any of the truck owners are talking about the increase in diesel prices or an increase in this, now you should work out and estimate what was there before GST and what was there before FASTag, what was there before e-way bill, what was there before this one, and then you will have to arrive at what is the reduction in the driver and the cleaners salaries and better, what is the reduction in the inch by inch moving the consumption of the diesel. So we cannot simply take like anybody telling, like an auto driver also says it has gone up, it has gone up, it has gone up. But then once it goes by 1 rupee, they change by 5 rupees. We cannot. As person, we should now, finance people, we should now do an analysis of total time taken previously and what is the total time taken now, and then arrive at a cost and then go for the negotiating table. We cannot simply go only with a whatever petrol has gone up or diesel has gone up, agreed, but hundreds of things have come down. What about those reduction? In fact, I may be looking a very crazy guy in case I'm going to make this statement. Your transportation cost should have in fact come down drastically. So this is a personal observation of TCA Srinivasa Prasad. Because based on my personal experience, 7 days salary, and now it is only 1.5 days salary. What is the difference now? When I shifted from Hyderabad, even before I took the evening train and came, my material was standing in my house on the next day morning at 6 o'clock. I shifted from 2 places in the recent past, one from Calcutta, one from Hyderabad. I'm talking to you based on that experience. And this is what I could talk to them and then reduce the price, whatever was quoted. So the same thing logic we should apply for this one. So how far we will be successful is a different story. But if you are fully prepared with all the calculation, cost estimates then and cost estimates now, and we go for a capacity booking of the transporters, at least for a 3 years contract based on the increase or decrease in the oil prices, we should be able to arrive at, and as Durga Prasad sir has said, if you are able to go for a reverse auction, then we should be able to do it in a much, much better way. This is my point of observation.
Thank you, sir. Very good information for us.
Only thing is convincing people is going to be difficult, but then we will have to do that. That is what.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Any other point, please? Anybody wants to have any point?
Sir, again coming back, Swaroop sir here.
Yes, Swaroopji.
I have ethical problem, sir.
Tell me.
I have ethical problem where it comes to costing as well.
We can discuss in public. We can discuss in public, or we cannot.
Absolutely, I have to discuss in public also.
Because this will go on YouTube. That is why I am asking you.
Absolutely, because ethical problem also comes on public. Because see, let me tell you, when a quote is when a quote is given by a particular person, okay, they have to adhere to that particular quote. So if they are not doing it, let's say they are quoting a higher price, or they are supplying less 1 or 2 cartons, and then they are quoting a different invoice or a LR, for example. How will these things, LR means lorry transport, as you all know. So how will these things work out? Because these things are happening very often, very frequently in let's say I transferred all my things from Chennai to Visakhapatnam from, let's say, December 2019.
Okay.
So I've supplied 36 cartons. I've received only 30 cartons. So, and they were showing me 30 cartons of LR. So how do you think these things will be managed? Yeah.
You mean to say that you have booked 36 cartons and then you got only 30 cartons?
I signed for 36 cartons. They were showing me 30 cartons of LR.
No, but then the LR lorry receipt or whatever it is, they take your signature, and they also countersign when you.
Those things are also ethically managed, sir.
No, your signature will be there, Swaroopji. You will not sign on 30,
That is where even I was not able to go back and question them. So see, point is I've questioned them, and I have taken to the consumer court as well.
Okay.
But I was not able to manage. So see, things will 1 or 2 cartons or 2-3 cartons also they're still managing. I don't know how they are managing, but they're still managing it, sir.
I do not know. I am not able to really come out with an immediate answer.
So, if
we will have to go through your case and then try to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have such kind of a concern, let me know if any one of them. Yeah, sorry, sir.
I think others, can you please respond to this? Anyone wants to respond on this, please?
So I have one doubt in his Sarup sir's question. Doubt.
Yes, sir.
Is it the material? Is Sarup sir?
Sarup,
Yes,
Mr. Ranganathan has got a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just somewhere I got missed on your conversation. Is that you have supplied the material or you received the material?
I supplied the material. I was shifting my home, sir. Just that's it.
Okay. So while handing over, you have physically handed over the material.
In 2019, I was moving to a foreign country, and then I was supplying my material to my local place.
Fine, sir. Fine. So while handing over the product to the transporter, you have handed over and you got a checklist of items.
Yeah, I got a checklist of items, and I just checked. I was surprised because they were saying only out of 36, I received with 32, four less.
Yeah.
That is what we didn't understand.
I had a photocopy of that.
Okay.
But then they're saying
physically handing over the product.
Yeah.
While physically handing over the product, you have the both the parties, the person who the owner of the property and the person who is going to take over the responsibility of transporting. Both are signing there.
Yeah, both had to sign it. Yes.
Both have to sign, and once the signature happens and once the document is being given, it's a document of title. I mean, of the responsibility lies with the transporter.
That's right.
So when he handed over the product at the receiving end, and if it is going to be any shortage, the whole responsibility.
I agree to it. They were see all practitioners doesn't give you a hard copy when they're supplying. So see, even in this private supplies, for that example.
Okay.
So that is the problem.
We need to establish a document, sir. Actually, no, it only works out.
I agree to it, sir. I agree to it. I'm sorry, maybe I'm consuming your time, but this is what.
No. See, there's nothing like we don't have hard and fast rule that we should finish within such time and all. Normally we close at 8:30 since we will be again discussing this subject. But this may happen even in an official environment. No, you are personal environment. So we'll have to find out because this is going to hit the bottom line anyway in an office. So we'll have to look at this how to come out of it.
Even that is hitting my bottom line as well, sir.
Yeah, true. And Mr. Kishore had given that we need to take photo of paper where you have signed. That is what Kishore, I was telling him. And normally big companies do, but even small companies do. So we will have to look at this one. And Mr. Kishore must have come for the I don't know for the first time. If I am not wrong, Mr. Kishore is from HSBC Limited. Kishore, your mic will work, please.
Yeah, work, sir. I am from. I joined from Chennai, sir.
Yeah, you are joined from HSBC. You are.
Yes, HSBC.
Yeah. So Mr. Kishore is joined, and this time we have Mr. Kannappan Nageshwar Rao and Mr. Raja Reddy is from this one. What is that place called? The automobile hub of. Automobile hub of South India. That is where he is coming. And a lot of new faces this time. Thank you very much. And Kishore. Yeah, please, Kishore ji.
I'm glad to see Durga Prasad sir also because I have
Durga Prasad didn't put on his video.
No. Actually, I have interacted with him in couple of occasions. I knew him for past 15 years.
Okay.
Even glad to see Durga Prasad sir today.
Yeah, true. And Mr. Ashok Kumar, Durgaji, why don't you show your face?
Yeah, I know.
What, sir?
I said I know you.
Good. Ashok Kumar is from Mysore. So I think there are a lot of people. Kiran Babu sir had come. Yeah, Mr. Durga's, we are able to see him also. Nice, Durga. Nice to see you. And what I thought was another 5 minutes. I'll just spend a small. We'll talk about Amul because whatever I have prepared, we will discuss on the next session. There is a case on Amul, so let us have a look at that Amul case. What does Amul do? We will have a look at it. Okay, 1 second. With that, we will close for today's session. Later on, we will again have a time and then continue the discussions. Is my screen visible to all of you? Is the screen visible, please? Yeah, okay. See, Amul, you just see how Amul is almost a leader in the dairy products in some particular sense. Taja Mal, and you just see these are all the things which a trendsetter. Amul is a trendsetter on you can say some sort of a media advertisements. Kudos to our kudis, Kudi I think is a Punjabi word for girls, if I'm not mistaken. It comes under many of Shah Rukh Khan movies. Javelin throw, and you have a Badai Ho. Okay, now let's look at Amul. Amul collects 24.6 million liters of milk. I think that's I think we consume about a half a liter of milk every day, most probably, or 1 liter if the family is big, children are there. 24.6 million liters of milk, and from 36 lakhs 40,000 million farmers, and I assume many of them may not be educated properly. This is my assumption. That's why I just put it in a bracket. Converts the milk into branded packaging product and delivers. I'm talking about daily. This one, okay? Deliver goods worth 107 crores on a normal day. 10,000 dealers and 10 lakhs retail outlets. They could be plus or minus some thousands. Okay, let us not get into this one. And it is a 392 billion rupee enterprise. This is what is Amul today. We are talking of a supply chain, and the first node could be a not fully educated farmers. This is the first node. And there are very high value competitors are there, like Unilever, Nestle, Britannia, Milky Mist, state cooperatives. Like I have put up Ovid because that is Chennai based. You have Nandini, you have got Vishaka, you have got so many other cooperatives which are this one. And we know Unilever, we know Nestle, we know Britannia, but this Milky Mist product, suddenly it has appeared from nowhere and it is catching up. This product is from a small town called Erode, near the cotton capital of Tamil Nadu, Tirupur, Coimbatore, Tirupur belt near Salem. It was started on 1998 and it has reached very great heights now. Milky Mist, lot of products. I'm not getting into the products per se. And Amul has introduced 101 products in the last 4 years. We were talking of niche product and other things. So some products are still niche in Amul. Okay, others are making it, but then they cannot come anywhere near that. Okay, like Amul bread, Amul milk, bread spreads, cheese sauce, paneer, dahi, beverage range, ice cream. Now, you have to have a large decentralized network of suppliers and producers. You will have to develop the market, and you will have to have a very good supply chain and a breakthrough leadership. This is what. Now, it is all done through cooperative sector, if you really know, and to charge for each service provided to the supplier, and all the milk that is being produced by the farmers, and you are able to sell the milk at an affordable price and deliver. We are talking of the delivery. Except very few days, I don't think we had any delivery hitch, even on ice creams. And hire professional managers to run federation and unions, and whose values are uplifting to the rural poor. We just saw 34 lakh 60,000 families. So business model versus Anand pattern, if you really look at it, low cost, high quality, low margin, high level of profit, but the profit is being shared among suppliers and farmers, and definitely having a 3PL advantage, third party logistics advantage. So technology, they use a lot of technology. I had only introduced the company. So later on we can discuss this case itself in some other time. You can just have a look at it. 18 district unions in Gujarat, 18,600 VDCs, 3.6 million, 16.6 million in India. You got member producers, the dealers. There are 222 district unions, 28 state federations, and it is amazing. I had in fact had the opportunity to visit Amul unit at Anand, Gujarat. It is something to be seen, to be believed, where you got a silos of 6 lakhs units of milk and all. You are able to see the third picture, whatever it's there here. You look at this picture, this is what I was talking. So it's a huge thing, really. It's a sight to see. And this is a dairy cooperative structure and details of state of Gujarat. We have all these things. You got veterinary service, animal husbandry, animal feed factory, and can producers, because milk has to come from can, agricultural university, rural management institute, trucking facilities. You just see it is just not only milk. All these are all the other things which Amul is able to take care either by them or through 3PL. We will leave it at it. And TQM at grassroots level, they have a Friday departmental meetings and training for transformational leadership, and then principle to ensure bottom-up objective setting, training of farmers regarding health and other issues, and then you got a retail census. The farmers' health is also taken care. The animals' health is also taken care. There are a lot of things, what these people are doing. They have got a data of members, and they have got production data, and they have a very good system technology working for them, and they have a production of milk collection, milk processing, marketing, distribution, retailing, and all. So this is all the supply chain of Amul, which we have. There is a third party inbound logistics and third party outbound logistics. What Dr. Durga Prasad was talking of, inbound logistics and outbound logistics, both are being taken care by Amul really. So this is how Amul operates. And a very trendsetter on, if you really look at it, on any of the advertisements and all. And Amul is a family old name in India, if you really look at it. So this is the story of Amul, which is the biggest, what do you call, one of the big, I will not say the biggest, which is one of the biggest supply chain, what they do. So I thought I will end today's this session with a topic on Amul, how they have done. And if anyone has any point, we will continue this same topic with some more presentations and more case studies which I have prepared. We will discuss those case studies also. I'm trying to get more case studies, and one particular thing we should remember, as I was talking in the beginning itself. And for that, I should thank our very senior member, Mr. Arunagiri. I have taken from one of his inputs. So when he prepared and given, so what is happening? Our costing, we should really look at where we will have to look at. That is what we should look at it, because if we are not going to look at the costing outward also, then we are going to be in deep trouble in the coming days. So how as a finance people we should get into on the supply chain management and what all we can do. We will take about RPA also in as part of this supply chain, and WIMS and TCS, digital compliance system, and then vendor invoice management system and robotic process automation in connection with only on the bill passing I will be talking. So we can do all these things in the later sessions. And if Mr. Gopalakrishnan had also come in. I'll be happy to hear from him. And Mr. Venkatakrishnan, please go on.
Good evening, sir. It's an honor to be in this meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
I was about to refer as I was listening to Mr. Durga Prasad's message as well. There is also a development in digitization called as a supply chain control tower. So they are going to the next level in the digitization where there will be a centralized tower which can control all the movements of the supply chain activities like logistics or procurement or warehouse management or VMIs, vendor-based management, inventories, and etc. It's like as when you were speaking about this RPA, I know it was it is indeed a fascinating stuff, and many of the manufacturing companies have also started using this RPA and digitization both in SCM connected with the finance activities. That is, I should say, procurement to pay.
See,
so,
we have, one second, sorry. We have done it in NMDC, pilot is going on, and in Chennai, TAFE is already on the job. Okay, this was an additional input. Yeah, Mr. Venkatakrishnan, please go.
I am in TAFE, I am spearheading this RPA and P2P at TAFE, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So I think you can come and chip in our next session as to what you are doing. I'll be very happy. I think I discussed.
It's my honor and my privilege. It's my honor and privilege.
True.
As a matter of fact, when we had a conversation the other day, you are also very much interested in to know that a cost accountant leading a robotic process automation, especially in P2P, is something really fascinating stuff.
True.
So when you were saying about this AMUL process as well, and I'm very much interested to know that what sort of technology that AMUL is using, because it connects across. It becomes a heartbeat for the farmers and all the dairy products that it has across India. So it is also good to know, to understand the case study of AMUL, what sort of technology it uses and whether that can be replicated for manufacturing as well, because it's being an FMCG, we can also know what are the takeaways that can also be used for manufacturing as well.
We will discuss it. Today we had already reached 8:33. So in the next, normally I had a discussion with other members, including Dr. Durga Prasad and Gopalakrishnan sir and all. So this session, it's a session where we can contribute as finance people. Maybe anywhere between 3 to 4 sessions we can do on this, because taking cases and actually what we have done and people who have done, and Mr. Durga Prasad will be very happy to give more clarity on the subject what you are raised on the digital tower, because he himself has volunteered on one of the sessions. He is on to a digital implementation on SCM right now. So he will be able to come in and then give us more light on the subject. I only conduct these sessions to bring in experts. I do the facilitating resources, if you have seen, because I myself cannot be an expert in everywhere. It's impossible. So I only try to bring in knowledge from everywhere and try to share. That's a sort of this one I'm doing.
Has a very good point, because what Amul is doing, Venkatakrishnan, I tried to get this information because I had interacted with some of those people there. From the distribution side, I would be able to get what kind of technology that you are using. But on the supply chain, I'm not very sure, but we will try. Definitely, it would be a very good case to understand how they have digitized, because the numbers that they are operating with is huge.
Huge. Yeah, that is true. Very huge, in fact.
We'll try and get that for the next session. Let me see.
Sure. And sir, we have Mr. Dominic. He wanted to add some point. He has raised his hand. Dominic, if you are there, can you please unmute your mic and then come in? Mr. Dominic, please.
Good evening, one and all. The first time
can you speak aloud? We are there's a.
Can you hear? Can you hear now? Can you hear?
Yeah, very feeble. Others, are you able to hear, Mr. Dominic?
No, sir. No, we are not able to hear him.
Yeah, you please go ahead. We will try to concentrate.
What has happened is when we were talking about this supply chain, this materials being imported, I was.
Sorry, Mr. Dominic, we are not able to hear you.
Dominic, sir, we are not able to hear you. Can you? Are you speaking from a laptop?
Now? also?
Yeah, to some extent better. Yeah, please.
See, what I was trying to say is when we had, imported materials like this, when you're talking about getting materials and how you can track these materials are the same what has been imported. I was
Okay.
working for an EPC, when we were working for an EPC company, what we had done was we tried to position our person over there, because what happened was the lead time for getting these materials was prima facie important, because if there's an LD that is levied on us, would be for the full project cost. And if it is, even if you're paying the cost, which is, by positioning a man to expedite the materials, finished product, was hardly anything considering the value of the project. So what has happened is, we know that the project size, and we had absorbed that cost. What I'm trying to say is, I know the cost is significant by positioning a man overseas. Like suppose we had to get pipes, so we had to get some pump, centrifugal pump from overseas for the project which we are executing in India. So what we had done was, we had tried to deploy our person out there in that factory, either in Italy or London or wherever it was, and to see that the product is being expedited, and there is no undivided attention. There's total divided attention, and our product is done in the least period of time. So these costs, we know are there, but we had, as a company, we had incurred this cost knowingly.
Oh.
That was my take on the subject.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dominic G. Dominic G is from Bangalore. So he has, I think, Dominic sir, we have joined for the first time, this discussions, I believe.
Yeah, the first time
Yeah.
I've joined
Thank
this
you.
discussion.
Welcome. So nice that you have joined. And we have Mr. Kannappan, Lakshmi LMW. He had joined from Coimbatore. Is Kannappan there? Or yeah, Mr. Kannappan, if you are able to give your reflection, it will be nice.
Yeah, sir. Actually, that I'm not from Lakshmi Group, sir. I am from Aksan Group.
Oh, acha, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I left Lakshmi Mills.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually,
Mr. Kannappan, I think you are joining for the first time, I believe. So
yes, sir,
I
yes,
just
sir,
thought I will hear your views.
So session is very, very good, sir. Actually, that it is giving more knowledge to us.
Okay.
Our company is also into that agri product, actually.
Okay.
We have a network all a pan India basis.
Okay. Rasi Seeds, you said, no? If I remember.
It is a sister concern of Rasi Seeds, sir. Actually, it is a demerged company. It is a demerged company from Rasi.
Okay. Thank you. So you also must be having a lot of 3PL and supplies and all, So maybe next of the sessions we can discuss in case you have got any input. That will be very helpful.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay. And Mr. Siddiq, Simaf Siddiq, you have any points to tell, please? If you are online, and then if you can unmute your mic. Okay. Sam sir, you have any points, sir? Sam sir, if you are there and if you have any points, sir, before we close today's session. Gopalakrishnan sir is there on the session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naturally, of course, the point now, from my experience, what I have found is, to some extent, in case of manufacturing industries, they have somewhat streamlined the continuous improvement processes, what happens within the factories, within their manufacturing places, because this is applicable only to the manufacturing. But where so far, no, I am talking about medium-sized companies. They were not rather concentrating on the post-manufacturing costs. Now they have started putting their attention, especially companies who are looking at the markets pan-India. Because the last 2 years, there are the demand for the products pan-India has become more and more important. In fact, I have an annual report of one of my clients. I could see that they have the world map on their annual report in the this one, and They are actually well connected with the international markets also. So this logistics become supply chain, availability of materials as well as logistics has become very important. In fact, in some of the discussions what we had, they said that why not we concentrate on the as an independent person, no, why not you look at how we look at the both the inbound as well as the outbound logistics. As Durga Prasad has rightly said, that is going to be a very huge potential. In fact, with another of my client, what they have done is when they found that the major expenses they are incurring is in terms of the logistics, what they did was they simply promoted a separate app-based transportation. It is also quite famous, especially in the southern part of India, where the entire idea is the reverse auction what DP was talking about. Like that, like Ola or Uber, they have started that, and to a major extent they have been successful. In fact, some construction work is going on in my house for my son's studio, and there, what has happened is, the contractor, he uses the app to transport the material, both the materials which are materials, the damaged materials which have been transported elsewhere. He gets a quote. Then indirectly, I was just simply thinking that he would have ordered his usual transporter, but he said no, this is an app-based this one, where I am searching for the. He gives a point-to-point location like what we do for Ola or Uber. Okay, I was quite surprised because he said that this is much more cost-effective because it comes timely. I know when he will be coming, and from that, I can also plan. And that way, he said that even advance booking can be done. Suppose, my material, every work will be over by the evening. And the next day morning, I can always slot so that, at any time he can come and then pick up. The only request what he made to us was, please keep the gates open so that, he'll be able to come and take the material. Which is a very interesting. It actually affects our day-to-day life also.
So a lot of cost saving mechanism are already there. Only thing is we will have to find out what are they and apply in our workplace. Or if we are going to be a consultant or an auditor, we should be able to do that.
Yeah, all the FMCGs,
yeah,
they have the hub and spoke model. The main reason is the logistics. Even there, when they go for contract manufacturing units situated at different states in India, it is mainly from the supply chain point of view. One, availability of the nearness to the market of the finished product, and also the availability of raw materials near the manufacturing locations. So
thank you, sir.
This is my observation.
Thank you. Sir, one pleasant job I have because all of you must be knowing this program is being conducted under the aegis of Expo Innovative Business Solutions. It's a good organization which conducts a lot of training programs and gives virtual CFO support and all the taxation, direct taxation, indirect taxation, all those services they are doing. So under their aegis only, I am also conducting this program. So I would like to thank the management of Expo Innovative Business Solutions because I thought before I close, I should do that. And if anyone has any other point, like Mr. Vadivel or Rangaswamy sir, or Varun, Kishore, anyone, Kiran Babu.
Sir, today your presentation is very good. And the last Amol case study is very good. We are expecting the next program to understand.
We will do that. See, next program we can discuss Maruti, we can discuss IKEA, we can, their models on supply chain management and how they were able to reduce costs for their organization. Even self-service restaurants, they are also the end supply is now you are the supplier, not the original supplier. So there are a lot of cases. I'm trying to get hold of cases so that next time we will be able to at least 2-3 programs and my preparation on the supply chain management also we will discuss next program because I have not discussed it in this session today. So
apart from this, your presentation today, you have presented well with the new concept and we never seen this type of presentations.
Yeah, see, I thought we were talking of niche product and niche services and all, So if you want to be unique, suppose you are a consultant or you are whatever you are, and you are going to make a presentation to somebody instead of a mundane PowerPoint presentation, if you are able to make this kind of a presentation, I think all of you must have, at least you wouldn't have not liked the presentation. Maybe the liking degree could have been varied. But I did something new today so that we can be niche finance people also. So that this gives a additional brownie points when you are going to meet somebody in the organization and when you are going to make your points. Like when they want to say something, you are able to add as a branch and then show. So it gives a good thing. See, whether you yourself working in an organization as an auditor, as a consultant, unless you are going to be unique, all of us are only CMA, CAs, and CS. And all of us have got the same qualification. How we are going to differentiate ourselves matter the way in which your bottom line is going to go up. So I just thought I will show another small tool for us to do something better. That is what I was trying to do. Nothing else.
Very good attempt.
Yeah, thank you. So if everybody agrees, we may come to the end of this session, and I should thank everyone, and then be safe, keep safe, and all the best. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.